Hi, good afternoon to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. Thanks for joining. And I'd love it if you make any comments, say hello. I'd like to know if I'm bringing you value or not. This is Good Friday, and for anybody who believes in that Jesus was buried today and rose on Monday. And so I want to, the topic today is a different perspective, and I'll talk on that. But in the meantime, I'll let you know, for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Wendy Bergen. I am a transformational solution coach. I am a best-selling author of Getting Unstuck, 30 ways to 30 ways to turn your limiting barriers into clarity, freedom, and power. And it's only an ebook right now. It's on Amazon, Tolino, Kobo, Apple, Barnes & Noble, Overdrive, and 24 Symbols. I thought I had it worked out that it would be in paperback today, and Amazon let me know there was a mistake uploading it one more time. I think this is the 6th time I've tried. But my book is about getting unstuck, so I just keep going. Resilience. I'm also a podcaster. I have a podcast, Thriving at 60, THRIVINGATSIXTY. I'm in over 30 countries, and I have over 25,000 followers. So I'm just really excited about being here. I do part-time work at a group home, so I'm at the group home right now, so I don't have a fancy background here, and that's what's so. And sometimes the internet isn't great here, and sometimes I might get interrupted, but right now there's no one here but me, so kudos. So I thought I would talk about, I believe that our thoughts create our words create our world. So I believe if you alter your thoughts, if you alter your perception, you will alter your actions. And if you alter your actions, you could alter your effectiveness in the world. So that's what I believe. So anybody who wants to make a comment, if they're watching the review of this video, please let me know what you think. So I thought of, I don't know if anybody of you guys have heard of Al-Anon. It's a 12-step program whose lives have been affected by someone else's drinking or addiction. And I happened to start that in 1980, I think it was 1989. And I joined Al-Anon, and I've been a member ever since. And what it gives me is a different perspective. My mother, God bless her, she's been dead for 20 years, was an alcoholic, and some, my dad, I believe, was. And so I had to learn to detach with love. Right. And one of the, my original first sponsor is passed on too. Unfortunately, she was hit by a drunk driver. Can you imagine? And she used to say that God is everything or nothing. And that if we're dealing with a challenging situation, if we're dealing with, something like someone says something, you just want to react, to pray on it for 3 days before you take any action, because you'll have a different perspective on it. And I've been doing that for 30 some odd years now, and it really has helped me, because I used to be one of those people who I would react in the moment and say whatever I felt. And now I try not to react in the moment. I try to pray on it. So if someone's doing something I don't really like, or I'm confronted with something, maybe one of my kids is demanding something of me, or someone's demanding something of me, maybe my boss even, I will say, let me think on it. I'll pray on it for 3 days and get back to you. And I always, by then, that in that 3 days, I, because my sponsor used to say, Jesus was buried on Friday and he rose on Monday. And giving myself that 3 days, I find myself not having to act out on my first reaction. And I think that's really important. And because so often today, people, they use text, they use email, and right away they're responding rather than sitting with what's so, the reality of what happened. And even recently, one of my daughters said something to me, and it wasn't very kind what she said. And I know she's fighting depression and is a single mom. And she's very young. She's in her early 20s and frequently reacts and says things and doesn't think on it right away. So I prayed on it, and what I got was that her perception was totally different than mine. And me addressing it wasn't going to shift it. But letting her know I loved her, and I got that she sometimes reacts from fear or she misinterprets things, and that I invited her to look at maybe some of the things I say to her are from my concern of love. And that's what I invited her to do. And she either will or she won't. But what I noticed is when we saw each other the next couple of times, it was way more loving and not so charged. If I had have told her what I thought right in that moment, I would have been saying something like, "You're so ungrateful. Why don't you focus on blah, 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 blah." And that wouldn't have gone down too good. And it could have been accurate, but it just wouldn't go down too good. Once I sit on something for a few days, I get to say, how important is this that I express how I feel? Is it that important? And then if it is, why is it so important? That 3 days gives me an opportunity to calm down, but not only calm down, because when we're reacting and our intelligence goes right out the window, I don't know about you, but when we're in reaction machine, our intelligence goes out the window. So it gives me an opportunity not to react. It also gives me an opportunity. I have some incredible coaches in my life. I'm very privileged to have some awesome people in my life. And I'll go to them, especially people I trust, to see how I could look at this a different way. Number one, I can maybe vent with them with the commitment that I don't vent for hours. Like I vent and then I'm committed to creating a solution that there is a win-win for all of us in this situation. And I promise you, if I didn't follow that 3-day, Jesus was buried on Friday, rose on Monday, if I just came from my old way of being, I would just be reacting, being right. And, and you're welcome to make a comment, but it's like I would just be being right. So here's an opportunity for us to look at, and this is some homework to take away, is, are you a reactor? Do you quickly text or call someone? and say what you feel, rather than, hey, just a minute here, let me think on this before I respond. And or you may not say anything, but you instantly react and then keep that resentful thoughts in your head. You don't question them a lot, but the next interaction you have with that person is not always coming from love. Not coming from forgiveness. You're not coming from being curious about why they said what they said and get over in their world. Just because we get over in their world and validate their feelings doesn't mean we're agreeing with them. So that's my invitation, is to look at, are you a reactor? And if you took on the 3-day rule, could you have a different outcome? Because that's my invitation, to have a different outcome. I promise you that every time I do this 3-day rule, that the outcome is way, way better than what it would have been if I had a spoken from reacting right away to a situation. So thank you for listening to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. You can go to my web page, wendyberger.com. You can get if you make a comment or need support in whatever you're dealing with, I would love to support you. I'm giving complimentary 30-minute strategy sessions where we look at a couple of steps to free you up. And I promise you that if you take the coaching, you will get unstuck, or you will definitely have a different perspective and you will be moving forward. So thank you. I will see you tomorrow at 1, and then on Sunday at 12 noon. And then I think I'm going to be changing my times to 11:30 next week. So thank you for being here. Have an awesome holiday weekend. I know it can be challenging for some of us because we're not going to be around family. I'm cooking a ham and for the girls in the group home, and making one of them had requested split pea soup. So I got a ham with a ham bone, and I'm going to make split pea soup after we have dinner. So happy Easter, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.